From Southern Maryland's weather leader, this is a JB Weather Alert.
Good evening, I'm Forecaster John Bordash with you still here in the Weather Center this evening. We are continuing to track a lot of severe weather now beginning to move into the region as we have yet another line of thunderstorms moving through the region, prompting a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. And it isn't just the primary line that we're watching move through areas like Chesapeake Beach, Huntingtown, on over through parts of Waldorf, La Plata, Pittsburgh, down towards Nanjemoy. We have additional storm development out ahead of this moving through southern parts of Calvert County, parts of St. Mary's County. But this severe thunderstorm warning for much of Calvert County, northern parts of St. Mary's County, much of Charles County, southern parts of PG County, parts of King George County, will go until 11 o'clock this evening. At 10:08, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Dunkirk to near Quantico, moving southeast at about 20 miles per hour. The main hazards here: heavy rain, frequent lightning, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and quarter-size hail. Damaging winds with these storms will cause some trees and large branches to fall. This could injure those outdoors as well as damage homes and vehicles. Roadways may become blocked by downed trees. Localized power outages are going to be possible, and unsecured light objects may become projectiles in this type of a storm. Locations impacted include, but are not limited to, Waldorf, La Plata, Chesapeake Beach, Dahlgren, Prince Frederick, Nanjemoy Creek, Popes Creek, Howling Point, Breezy Point, Sheridan Point, Port Tobacco River, Flag Harbor, Calvert Cliffs, Golden Beach, Dunkirk, St. Charles, St. Leonard, Wicomico, Huntingtown, and Hughesville. So if you're near any of those locations, you are included in this severe thunderstorm warning. It's for this line we see that extends again from about Chesapeake Beach through Huntingtown near Aquasco, getting into Hughesville, through La Plata, Pomfret, just moved through Waldorf, Pittsburgh, Nanjemoy, Welcome, and Quantico. Again, this is moving southeast, but we have additional storm development moving through Leonardtown, Hollywood, Solomons, Leslie, Long Beach, Lexington Park. What I do want to show you here on a more regional radar, and let's go ahead and give this a loop here over the last hour, and you can see how the storms have really developed here and moved over the last little bit. And it looks like this... I want to make sure I'm getting a full radar loop here. There we go. What I want you to notice here, and this is why we're seeing additional storm development really pop up. Again, this was about an hour ago. Look at the timestamp there, right around 9 o'clock. Let's push this forward here. What I want you to notice is this line here, and it'll become much more evident here as we push this forward here in time. This developing green stripe here, watch how that pushes out, pushes through Nanjemoy and through Stafford, and you can see now it's really out ahead of the storm, getting near Fairview Beach. You see how that has moved through? That is what we call an outflow boundary. That is cooler air rushing out from these storms, and that allows for additional storms to fire up. And as that happens, you can see with that a storm develops near Fairview Beach, and now is going to be getting near Dahlgren, and that's helping. While you can't always see it, we have that happening with the northern part of this land as well into La Plata, and you can see how that really helps develop storms out here near over towards Newport there, and on over towards Hughesville. So this is what we're talking about, additional storm development down here through parts of southern Calvert County, and this is going to continue to go on, I think, for much of the evening going into the overnight hours. I guess you could argue that we're in the overnight hours right now, but this will continue into early tomorrow morning, I think. We should begin to clear out a little bit, though, by daybreak. But we do have plenty of lightning here. We're estimating upwards near over 250 strikes of lightning here just within the last 20 minutes or so with these storms as they continue to push here to the south and east. So let's go ahead and get a storm track on this. We have this storm moving southeast at about 22 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and get that storm track drawn up here for you, give you an idea on roughly some storm arrival times for you. I want to make sure I get this entire line. And again, we're pushing about 116 degrees, 22 miles per hour. So let's go ahead, let's bring this back up a little bit. So this will be a general idea of storm timing. Again, if you are in Leslie or in Leonardtown, you have gnarly weather moving through right now. This is for the primary line of severe weather, okay? So Golden Beach, 10:18. Again, it's raining right now, though, so we know that for a fact. Prince Frederick, 10:20. You've already got storms move through. Leonardtown, 10:50. Again, you have heavy rain right now. But again, this is for that primary primary line. We're going to see additional storms move through Lusby by about 10:50, down towards Solomons by about 11 o'clock, eventually getting down here towards Lexington Park and Park Hall here over the next hour or so. And I don't know if, actually I probably could do this. I'm going to bring up our national radar because this allows me to get a little bit more of a longer loop here. I want to see if this is going to work here for me. And this, there we go. So this was earlier this evening. So this was around 6 o'clock or so. We had one storm moving through and not much else going on. And this is what we're talking about, multiple waves. And it's really hard to forecast here. But as we push this forward here, you can see that one storm moves through. But then the radar isn't too active right around 7 o'clock. And we said additional storm development would be possible. And sure enough, what we see happen are those scattered storms begin to fire. And then we see the beginnings here. The beginnings of this new line over here towards Northern Virginia, and now this is pushing through. So again, additional storm development is what we're talking about. We can't see it on radar right now. We don't know for sure if additional storms will fire. I suspect we probably will see additional storms this evening. But again, this is a little bit quicker because it's a 4-hour loop here of radar, but you can see one wave moves out, we get a break, and now this additional line moves on in, bringing the potential for some severe weather into our region. So let's turn local radar back on. Let's get back in here, and you can just see all the heavy rain here. Lots of heavy rain down here towards the Solomons area, Lusby, White Sands, and plenty of heavy rain. Huntington, Aquasco, on over towards Hughesville, Densville, the Plata, Belt, Alton, Welcome, on over towards Nanjemoyne right now. And we're going to continue to watch this, I think, over the next really the next several hours with these storms. Currently just giving a check of our traffic cameras. I want to see if we can't just get oh yeah, this should be able to give us a nice view of some of this weather. Let's go ahead and bring you on over here into Leonardtown. This is 5 at 2:43. About a second ago, I did just see a nice bolt of lightning here, and you can see a little bit of that there with some heavy rain coming down. I suspect that this shot was probably a little bit more active probably about 5 minutes ago or so, but we do know that we have plenty of lightning here. I'm going to take a look at some of our other cameras here, see what we're able to bring up here. Let's take a look down here at our Callaway camera. Not seeing much. This Thomas Johnson Bridge camera can get a little fuzzy because it's in black and white. The Benedict camera should be able to show us, yeah, these camera qualities at night just are not what we would want them to be, which is fun. Let's just bring it back on over here towards radar, and you can really see plenty of thunder and lightning across the region. Right now, in terms of power outages, right now we're only registering about 200 customers without power, according to SMECO. One of the bigger outages is on over towards the Charlotte Hall area, which features over 100 customers without power. We have a couple of additional outages on over towards Wallville and Brooms Island and on over towards Oakville as well, but nothing too widespread, nothing too organized at the moment, but we will continue to watch all of this as these storms continue here to push to the east, east, southeast, really, and continue to bring some pretty nasty weather. And this will really be with us, I think, through much of the evening. And we're now registering again, still up over 200 strikes of lightning here. And we're going to, I think, again, continue to track this. The threat of a tornado is very low this evening. That is not our primary concern. We're really just watching the heavy rain threat with these storms, gusty winds. And I also want to take a look at those winds, and then we'll take a look at the rainfall totals we have across the region so far, as these storms are dropping a lot of rain very quickly. So let's take a look at some of these wind speeds we're estimating via radar, and we're getting up near 70 miles an hour coming right into Hughesville here, on over towards Pomfret, up over 60 miles an hour. The same deal on over towards the Plata. We see that as well over here near Huntingtown, getting up over 60 miles an hour. An additional gusty winds up near 60 miles an hour moving through Leonardtown and Hollywood, getting into Lusby as well. Let's take a look at some of those rainfall totals though that we've had over the last little bit. I'm not going to go through the work of changing the banner here, but the green areas, that would be indicative of rainfall totals that have gotten between 1/100th of an inch and an inch of rain. So less than an inch of rain. The blue areas 1 to 2 inches, purple areas 2 to 3, red areas up over 3 inches. And radar is estimating we've seen upwards of 1 to 3 inches, maybe even a little bit more over here towards the Waldorf area, up over an inch falling in parts of Huntingtown. With the multiple rounds of rain, we've now seen 1 to 2 inches of rain or so move through the St. Leonard area as well. So we have plenty of heavy rain across the region right now. And if we do indeed get another line of storms to move through, we could very easily see these rain totals continue to spike up, and I still think that threat of flooding is very high across the region. Radar's estimating hail upwards of an inch or so moving through La Plata, getting on over towards Hughesville as well. So we'll watch that potential. Again, quarter-size hail will be possible with these storms as they continue here to push down towards the south and east. Right now, though, if we zoom out, there isn't much else going on behind this line. We'll see if additional storms can fire up this evening. Futurecast has seemed to think that that potential is there for additional rounds of storms to move through around midnight tonight. So we'll keep that potential there. We don't see anything on radar now, but we didn't see this on radar about 3 hours ago. So we'll keep that in mind. But this will continue to push here to the south and east. So I think many of you in southern parts of Calvert County, through parts of St. Mary's County, especially southern St. Mary's County, you'll get in on some rain. Southern Charles County here, you'll really see a decent amount of rain push on through. Some of the heavies right now in Dentsville getting on over towards the Charlotte Hall area as well. We will continue to track this. So stay weather aware, stay safe this evening. If you're headed out and about, A, probably wouldn't recommend that, but B, if you come across a flooded roadway, please do not go through it. We've seen a lot of rain fall in a very short amount of time, so it's going to be really hard to estimate how much water is over, how much water is ponding on the roadways. So stay safe this evening if you're traveling. I do think the best plan is just to stay in this evening with multiple rounds of storms being possible. If we have any additional warnings that come through, I'll be back here with you live. And I'm sure with this live, well, I'll be back here with you probably in the next 15 or 20 minutes. But stay safe, stay weather aware, and keep it tuned here to JB Weather for life-saving information to keep you one step ahead of these storms.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.